Hello, everybody. It is CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana, and check out that beautiful full moon. Okay, so I'm here behind the aquarium. There's this pavilion, some seating set up and everything. I'm not sure what was going on, maybe a fundraiser or something, I don't know. But, you know, I do know this week has been a restaurant week for downtown Shreveport. It's 318 Restaurant Week. Basically, a lot of participating restaurants ran specials, menu specials. Um, Honestly, I think some of the menu specials that I browsed and looked at, most of them were regular menu items that they just kind of called special. But yeah, it's cool, you know. Uh, so like these are the specials, but they're the same specials that are usually their specials. If they're usually the specials, uh, are they special? That's not, special. Yeah. So anyway, but it was good. But the place I went to was Abby Singer's. I didn't go to all the different restaurants because I am, uh, for one, watching my money. Number two, watching my carbs. Number three, number three. I'm not the Count from Sesame Street. Number three, I am watching my cholesterol, and it doesn't do any good to do all this walking around if I'm going to turn around and the calories that I burn. Uh, if I excessively uh, exceed that those efforts, by uh, not having a healthy diet. So I've got about a week, and I go see it's about a week and a half. I go see my doctor on the 4th. I thought I was seeing him on the 5th. That's not right. I'm seeing him on the 4th of April. Lovely. So that gives me, I kind of like cramming for a test when I go to see my doctor. So I can really, work on uh, really maintaining and really, I don't know. I kind of want my people to be proud of me when I go to the clinic and everything like that. It's like, I mean, I'm proud of myself, but I feel that when I go there, the the doctors and physicians and everything like that, there's one doctor and clinicians, not physicians, but yeah, but the clinicians. Uh, when I go there, I feel like if they're going to take the time, even though they're professionals and they get paid and everything like that. But if they're going to take the time to do this, you know, uh, care about my health for the time that I'm in front of them and give me the attention and talk to me and everything like that. If they're going to go through that, then I need to do my part and I need to try to, comply with suggestions. One of the things was being more physically uh, active, uh, and then watching carbs, calories, and cholesterol consumption, you know, and being medically compliant and everything, in all those little areas. Usually, it's so simple. I'm a stubborn person, to be honest with you. When I was younger, I would be told things that were good for me, and it's like, okay, well, they may be good for me, but it's not going to kill me if I don't necessarily do what's good for me. And well, it could shorten a life, So I don't want to do that unnecessarily. Um, what I think is going on back here? Okay, I'm not going to go to Bossier right now. There is across from this casino, this right here. There's a Barksdale, not the Air Force Base, but the Barksdale Boulevard, and there's a string of clubs, and then they share a common ground in the back. And every so often, uh, like every 2 weeks, every three, there'll be a band, a kick ass. Maybe sometimes 2 or 3 bands or whatever, but they'll do like a kick-ass thing. So yeah, uh, and I'm hearing the music come from over there. That's wow, that's loud. I don't know if you can hear it. Let me get over by the river over here. It's close to 11. They'll probably go on till like around midnight or something like that. Uh, I've been there. The one time I went, we went there a little bit late, or we went there before the show started. Uh, but short, it was like right before the show started, and everybody was all the seats were taken, and it's like, well, I don't want to. This is, whatever. I want to. If I'm here, I don't drink, uh, so I want to eat. And there's no tables and there's no place for me to eat. I don't want to stand up and eat. So I mean, I wanted to like, because it's the seeing the show is free, that whatever bands are playing and everything like that, because they want you in there drinking. And then, but there's also, that common area, they also serve a lot of food too. So it's really cool. So I'm going to get over there one of these days. But anyway, let me pause the video. I'm coming up on some people. So yeah, down here at the riverfront. I don't think that they have the fountain running. I'm not hearing the fountain. But I do hear some rock music from over there. Maybe, and it could be that venue that I'm talking about, or it could be there is a bar inside of the riverboat, the pavilion, just before you step onto the riverboat over there. All these riverboats, they've all got showrooms and things like that. It's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm kind of in the mood for some live music. If I had realized what was going on, maybe I would have went over there. I don't know. I'm not really. Yeah, not really. I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling the nice, peaceful relaxation of the evening, and then I'll go home and I'll have Ziggy. That's my Echo Dot. Play like my playlist, and let me tell you, after several months, my personal playlist is like, for me, like the most awesome playlist, because I don't know, because it's the music that I like, which is very eclectic and weird. A lot of it popular and a lot of it alternative. So, and I don't mean like that 90s alternative sound that actually was pop music, that really was not alternative. I actually mean, when I say alternative music, I mean like, alternative music that comes out of clubs and garages and neighborhoods and things like that. Which all the music does, but yeah. Not that there's anything wrong. Not that there's nothing. Okay, my double negative. Not that there's anything wrong with like well-produced studio music. I love that, but due to the promoters promoting what they like and what they think the masses will like, sometimes I miss a lot of good stuff if I don't check out music that's not charting, so yeah. I like to discover things versus being told what I should like. I like to discover and define my likes and my tastes for myself. I'm a little peculiar that way. But actually, I don't think I am. I think a lot of people are like that. I think most people probably are like that. Okay. I'm not seeing any train traffic. It's Saturday night. Oh, not this bridge behind me and not this bridge, but just not that far from here. If it were in the daytime, we'd be able to see it. There is an A-frame bridge. It is, I don't know if I've talked about this, or I have, but I don't know if everybody who is here now has heard me talk about it. And if so, I'm sorry. Broken record, what can I say? But it is an A-frame bridge, metal, kind of like it's a suspended bridge. Well, this is kind of an A-frame bridge. I can't get there and walk to it. I can tell you there is one other bridge like it in the United States. One other bridge. And I got to see that bridge uh, last summer when I went to visit my friend in Parkville, Missouri. And I was just nonchalantly like walking through the little area my first night we walked up there. And he told me, he was like, hey, and there's only one other bridge like this, and it happens to be in Shreveport. Because I met him when he lived here. And I thought that was really cool. And then shortly after coming back, there's a lot of fundraising because the city's acquired the bridge, or it was donated to the bridge. The bridge was donated to the city for restoration a few decades ago. And but it's like, we have prioritizing, but now there's like private fundraising going on to really restore that. It doesn't support the train traffic because it was a train bridge, and then this one was built to take care of the train traffic uh, because the freights and everything, they became more heavy. They were allowed to carry more and everything like that. So it had to do with that. So yeah, yeah. Uh, so what happened was one of these. Here's some train. Here's a train. I knew I was expecting something. Hear the train whistle. Hear the train blowing. It's coming around the bend. I could say I didn't send the sunshine since I don't know when, but actually I was out in the sunlight today, shortly before it got dark. I do tend to be a nocturnal person, and I love that. Unfortunately, I do have to get out in the daytime if I want to do some gym work, and I do. And I probably will tomorrow, as a matter of fact. That's a goal I'll set for myself. I'll go home, have some fish, a catfish, but I have to do it with dry rub and creative. I want to do something different than just a typical butter and herb. For one thing, I want to, reduce cholesterol, bad cholesterols, and you know, even unsalted butter. You want to minimize that. So yeah, we'll see. Uh, Maybe I can experiment. I'll look up. I'll research. Uh, but anyway, I'm excited because what they're going to do with this A-frame bridge that Shreveport has is they're going to turn it into a pedestrian bridge, because we do have pedestrian walking across here, which is great. But if you are just north of the casinos and you wanted to walk over, quite literally, you would have to walk all the way down here and then come over to the bridge. So which I don't mind, but just that north of this casino, just north of the downtown district, it's called Cross Bayou, uh, which is just an offshoot of the Red River, and it's right where Cross Bayou kind of spears off, maybe west of the main Red River, and then of course it goes back and it feeds into Cross Lake, which I didn't know. Why was it Cross Bayou? No, no, it feeds into Cross Lake, which, by the way, is huge uh, for us around here. And like it's people live on it. It's like, it's not like a pond; it's an actual lake. So uh, I wouldn't say it's a Great Lake, which are almost as big as seas inland. But they're cool. Um, yeah, I like it. We used to live at these apartments, Villa de Lago. My dad was maintenance, and so we lived there. Um, you know, so that was kind of cool. When we lived, we spent some time, but we didn't really. Uh, Outside of maybe going down to the pier and having a few drinks or something, we didn't really do that much, on the lake. But we used to live in South Louisiana, and we did a lot of stuff on bayous. And the bayous there, see, they're bayous. They're not really lakes, but kind of, sort of, but they're connected channels in various ponds and lake forms and marshes and swamps and things like that. But they're all connected, and they all kind of like flow into the Mississippi and then flow into the Gulf of Mexico. But some of the Gulf of Mexico splashes back and feeds back into the marshes and bayous that turn around and feed the Mississippi Delta. So it's a little bit of a cycle down there, especially on both sides of the mouth of the Mississippi, which, by the way, is a very narrow river up north. I understand by comparison, but yeah. But we had such a good time. We crossed the street and walked down a path next to our uh, landlord's house. We called them, I want to say, Aunt Linda and Uncle John. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Because there was also an Uncle John and Aunt Nancy. They weren't like actual relatives, but Southern, you have friends of the family, and so the kids will just call them Aunt and Uncle or whatever. So yeah, but I think that was his name. But I'm sure her name was Aunt Linda. But anyway, yeah, we go down the little clay dirt path, not too far, and people would fish. People would jump off of a cliff into the swimming hole, and they knew that it was safe and everything. And then out of the same place, they'd swim and then they'd fish. And there were also the whole, like, it was a whole ecology that was there, just kind of new and recognized, and it was great. Okay, so I'm getting a call coming in, so I'm going to pause this video. Love and light, peace. Good night.